what people want to see. I'm used to like the little space. We could be like,
I know, right? Hi, everybody. It is Jess and
Johanna.
We are here today for a super fun collab, and it's actually one that I've been asked for a lot. And we, as you can tell by the title and the things, I'm with Geniechat and Johanna's with Project Broadcast, our other favorite app bestie. And so we are like, wait a second, our besties love both of us. Let's get together and do combined training. Like, what? That's pretty smart.
I think it's
I'm giving Joanna credit on that one.
I feel good about that too.
Oh my gosh. So we have a fun training for today, but we also have 2 more coming up, and we have some prizes and fun things for that. So today is about follow up. So Joanna, you know I'm passionate about follow up. How about you?
Disgustingly so. I feel like it's like the top of my radar when it comes to things in general. Like literally the second thing I want you to do when you join Project Broadcast is create a follow-up system. So I'm on it right there.
Amen. Right. And you know, it's funny. Like, so I have a lot of people who will say, well, do I need Geniechat if I have Project Broadcast for my follow-up? And I'm like, that's such a great question, because yes, you do. And you need both, because it's like there's a trifecta. So like Geniechat is what you use for that, like one-to-one management of networking, nurture, follow-up. That one-to-one where you don't have their phone number yet, you don't have their email yet, you don't have consent, and you're still trying to be besties to get to that point to then put them in your Project Broadcast.
I love that. Yes, 100%.
So, and then Project Broadcast is like amazing, and you use it for automation. Like, it's an automated opportunity which is important, because at scale, delivering information one-on-one, it doesn't work. So there's no way you get around having the one-on-one conversations and having your automation, right?
I mean, that's pretty much the best thing ever.
I know. Especially if you are like strategic with your one-on-one conversations, because you know you're going to be building into your automation. Like, you know that your plan is to get them moving on the chain. So
yeah, being very intentional. I really like that, because so many people, we were talking about it earlier, flying by the seat of our pants. I mean, if you can be very intentional in that one-on-one conversation, you can have those sections in your Geniechat that's like prospect, customer, team member, and you're just developing that relationship, and you use the folders, and then you've got the images and you've got the links. It's just so easy to plug and play. And then you're like, okay, I've developed that initial prospecting relationship, and now I can throw them into Project Broadcast.
Yeah.
And by the way, I can take this system and duplicate it. I can give these folders and share this with my other Geniechat people. I can give people bundles that they can use for Project Broadcast. I can put them in a folder and be like, you're going to need these bundles for customers, for prospects, for team members. So I feel like a lot of people don't realize the level of amplification that Geniechat has. Like, even just reviewing it a month ago, I was like, because you're basically 3 apps out there in one. And for the Project Broadcast people who are checking this out right now, you've seen us talk to other apps and things like that. But you have to check out Miss Jessica's website, because she had my heart when she was like a former member of the Hot Mess Express. current member looking to get off the train. So it's like, me and her, we're going to be great together. Just so easy and efficient. Like, just looking at what the capabilities are, plus the branding is beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Aww,
if you haven't checked it out yet, you're not.
What I love is that, like, I don't think it's any coincidence that Project Broadcast people are Geniechat people, or vice versa, because like there is I think what's great is the UI UX similarities, as far as just, it's clean, it's easy, it's intuitive, it's simple. And it's not, overwhelming for something that's super powerful, that has a lot of features, but it's not going to overwhelm you. So
nope.
Yeah. So today, it's so funny. So I was thinking about Followup doing it, and then it came to me I was like, I get really like fired up and be like, this, and I realized why I get so frustrated. It's because there are two types of follow-up. And when people hear follow-up, they're like transactional. And there's two types of people. You have transactional follow-up and relational follow-up. And that's what's so great is that not only like Project Broadcast does both actually, but also that everyone is focused on transactional follow-up. And like when they hear follow-up, they think that. They don't think nurture. They don't think understand, build trust, pain points, friends, similarities, like get on the same page, all that. Like, I mean, the first time I met Johanna, I wasn't like, you need Geniechat and it's this much a month and it does this and it does all these things and blah, blah, blah. I was like, wait, do you have a dog? Show me your dog.
Your dog in the background? That's Magnus. He's a huge, fluffy animal. You're absolutely right. People will be like, follow up with another promo, following up with another giveaway. And I'm like, bro, you haven't even like developed that thing yet.
It's literally dating, it is. I have about 100. I tell my husband all the time, it's like, babe, I'm dating like 100 people right now. I don't have time for you.
Because 90% of my brain is on my customers, on my clients. Yes. True. I was talking to Jessie from Admission today, and she was talking about that, like when she sends a text to the guy that she's dating and he doesn't respond, but did she give him a reason to respond? Or did she just send him something? Like with me and one of my best friends, I send her a meme or a TikTok. I'm not expecting a response. I'm just expecting her to watch it and be entertained. But if she was my customer, I probably have an action or a behavior, conversion, education, value that I want her to see. And that's why, like you're talking about, that transactional follow-up. Yeah. It's not going to get you what you want. Well,
no, I mean, and the transactional follow-up is great because like, it's one of those things like if they place an order, if they want to, if it has anything to do with your business, it's transactional. It is. I'm sorry to say this, that if you follow up on your business, anything, it's transactional, and that's okay if there's permission. So transactional requires permission, people. You can't just be like, that's why when you just send some promo to invite somebody and they're like, who the hell are you? Why are you asked what? You don't have permission. What? And then like give them like this gigantic thing with like links and info and bullet points and da 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 da. Trust me, I've done it too. When I first launched Geniechat, I was so excited. I was like, wah! Bad idea. And for the people out there who are like, practice what you preach, lady. I'm like, I'm sorry. I wasn't smart in the beginning. But like, it's curiosity. You have to create curiosity. So then second, relational follow-up is what I preach a lot. Like, that's why Geniechat, when you're out, I call it like when you're out in the field and you're out on the battlefield and you're just in a convo and someone hits you with a question, you're like, oh, I don't know what to say. Or like, or like maybe they're interested and you're like, what do I do now? What do I do now?
Like, I still get this right now. This is so my brain. Like, you guys.
But that's why, like with Geniechat, then you have it like with you when you're in that moment. Like, you pull up the keyboard or you pull up the thing, and boom, you have your words, you have your image, whatever it is. Because no matter what, like when that person finally says, "Hey, I want to go on a date," you're like stressed out, you're nervous, you're excited, and you can fumble the ball. But you got to be cool. You got to act cool. We got to be cool, people.
Be cool. Fumble the ball. Pull up your Geniechat, grab the message you want to send to somebody and relate to whatever, and just blast that off. Handle your business.
Just be cool. Just be cool. And then eventually, if you build enough trust and curiosity, and they want your offers, or they want your freebie or your lead magnet or your daily tips in their inbox or whatever, you go, hey, I have this, and it's the Project Broadcast, but you give me your number, da da da. And then I'm on a live right now.
Hi.
Mike, seriously, what are you doing?
I'm so sorry.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, I apologize. I had to grab an envelope.
Anyway.
They're needed and necessary.
The intern is fired. But anyway, like you have to get them into your automation, and you're not going to get them if you just go up to a person on the street and say, want my daily tips? on whatever. And they're like,
why would I want your tips? You're in my face. What are we doing here? Like knocking on the door. Can I talk to you about your car insurance? And you're just like,
we all love that, don't we?
Yeah, my favorite thing. Every TikToker meme that does that, I'm already like. But you're right. Like I haven't consented to hear about this. You don't know about my insurance, and if you do know about my insurance, it's a little weird. So like, you like 𝘽𝙊𝙏𝙃 said, you got to build trust. And God, talk to me about this. I was working with a network one time, and they had this amazing survey that you had to fill out, and it got you entered to win this like $1,000 spa giveaway. Amazing. Like spa giveaway, let's go. Ooh. But think about how network marketing and direct sales have developed in the last like 3 or 4 years. Ever since COVID, a lot more social media presence, a lot more comment this, or you drop an emoji that, and then they immediately message you, or they have somebody else do it. So there's the level of kind of paranoia in the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok community where it's like, okay, if I do that, if I fill out your survey, like, are you going to harass me? Like, I just want the spa giveaway. So building trust, building that rapport, providing education and value, having some consistency on Instagram or some other social media platform with your dedicated posts that you get from your Geniechat, then you're gonna have it there for them. But
for sure,
about my insurance, I'm gonna be like, why do you know about my insurance? Oh my God.
Yeah, no. So Joanna, what are your, like the Followup, my framework that I say is I have like a 5 by 5 where you do 5 minutes. So every day it's 15 minutes. Okay. First 5 minutes is provide value, put a value post on your socials, and you use the Geniechat AI generator, which is built for social sellers. So it talks like us. It doesn't talk like a robot. And you just put in a thing, you have 5 responses, choose one, paste it, done. So simple. Okay. And then you spend 5 minutes on making new friends. And so it's just like, go friend people, go say hi to people, go engage on something, go ask questions, go find your people. And I think that's important, right? Because I think we're spending too much time trying to woo people who aren't our people. And I am a bit ruthless when it comes to like, if the vibes aren't there, it's cool. We're cool. No big deal. But like, I don't need to spend time here. Neither do you. All good. Next.
I love that though, because so many people, I know that that whole lesson release thing was like kind of sarcastic and used a lot, but it's very serious. I don't want people on my team or customers that literally don't want anything from me. Like we got to vibe. It's got to be something. And I'm not going to waste 90% of my time on the bottom 10%. I'm not. I've done that in the past. Now it's time to focus on the engagers. Now is the time to focus on people that are actually in your vibe. And it's okay. And it's gonna be hard. And you're going to want to only date people to your standard. Do not date below your standard.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So when you're doing that follow-up, it's like you're spending energy. So your time is a asset. And when you put energy into a follow-up, you need to be strategic that person is worth your energy. And if they even care about you on any level, if there's any hope of a marriage someday, right? Like if there's any hope that there's a ring, like I'm not going to go dating people that like, it's just not working. It's just not, you like sushi. I don't like sushi. It's not my vibe.
Are you being serious right now?
No, I hate sushi.
I'm with you. I think I'm allergic to shellfish. I'm the one person in the world.
Yeah. Do you see? We have so much in common. You're my vibe.
Oh wait. Our trifecta is almost complete. I see Becky. Becky just said, I was like, the trifecta. Weird. I need to get in the room. Oh my God! If all 3 of us were in the room, people, you would not survive the level of mastermind and brainstorms that would occur.
That would be fun.
I saw the tangent.
It's funny. I know. No, it's like squirrel. But like we want to put something together because I live in Vegas, and it's like we need a Vegas thing. Becky, you're not getting sushi. No sushi.
We'll go to Hell's Kitchen, or we'll go to. We lived in California for a little bit, so we went to Vegas a couple times. We'll go find one of those cool places on what was it, like Franklin Street? I can't remember what it's called. Whatever.
I just got here, so I'm not hip with it yet.
That's okay. Don't be hip. Be original.
I'm not hip with it.
Yes, I love that. I like the idea of, choosing your people and like going with that vibe. I do. I think that's really smart. And I feel like that's really hard sometimes for people to digest, because it's like, well, what I'm going to lose out on, 35% of the population I could have gained. Yeah. Sister or brother, they would have left you anyways, because.
And are they even in the market to date? Here's the thing.
This is going to be our whole dating thing.
Listen, I think, like, I firmly believe you can't sell people. No. You find them when they are in need of whatever you're offering. So you want to, like when you're in the mind for insurance, do you think the guy at your door and the 1,000 commercials you've seen doesn't help you? But when you're in that moment and you need insurance, what's top of mind? And that's when the commercials, the content, everything funnels in, and our brains go, oh, that Jessica said something about this with Geniechat, or Johanna said something about Project Broadcast. And then they go try to find their solution. Yes. So if they're not ready for you, that's fine. And in fact, there's so many stats say, I think I like to post, I'm such a nerd, so this is the nerd in me. But it's like only 4% of people are literally ready to date or purchase your product or your solution. 4%.
4%.
If you reach out to 100 people right now, only maybe 4 of them are actually for you at this moment. Now, that's the thing. 54% or something are almost ready to be prepared to purchase. So this is why the content is so important. And that's why using something like Project Broadcast is you're dripping valuable information. It's your way to cut through the noise, provide value. So when they need you, you're there. And that's why I love Project Broadcast, or any like the automation side of it. That's important.
I love that as an explanation, because even that 54% that's just on the cusp of deciding, like, I'm ready to jump in the pool and date.
Right.
If they aren't necessarily ready, I bet you they'll talk to somebody else, because that brand awareness of that value you're driving, they'll be like, oh man, Bobby Sue talked about it the other day, and she was talking about literally this pain point. And that they're not saying, oh, literally this pain point. They're like, oh, she has trouble with this. I wonder. Immediately it sparks the conversation. But if you had just hit that 100 people with promo giveaway, oh, it's 50% off, oh, Black Friday, that 4 people, they may have bought from you. But what happened to 54% that was like?
Yeah. Right. And then not to mention those 4 people, they have a lot of choices. So they don't necessarily, like, if you haven't built the relationship first or any brand value at all, you're just another salesperson in their inbox that doesn't matter. So like, I think like one of my biggest follow-ups. So the third thing I say spend 5 minutes on is your centers of influence. Because if you think about this, like I'm all about farming, not fishing. So if you farm, you put in the energy, you're going to be fed for life. If you put in the energy, nurture, plant seeds, keep it up, right? And it's scalable. But fishing, it's not. It's one-on-one, get the fish, eat it, get the fish, eat it. And you don't have a way to have fish tomorrow unless you go fish, right?
I love this analogy right now. This is so, it is.
But like, that's what with Geniechat is that I'm telling you where the goal is to go find your next crop of field or your farm or your land, because you need to go plant some more seeds, and you're not just going to have one little crop. Do you think any farmer has just one little acre of whatever and they're done? The whole goal, because they know some crops are going to die. Some crops aren't going to make it. Some do, whatever it is. Like, you have to have diversity, and you need to keep building your network. So you do that by like
Happy Daddy's home and she's barking at my office door. Can you figure out? I mean, I'm on a live. Your husband.
Yeah. What is it today? Like, they're like, hello.
Take the dog. Get the envelope. Take the dog. Oh my God.
So I always say, like, that 5 minutes, think about the top 5 or 10 people you desperately want to know you, because you know they know a lot of people. You know they have influence, and that's key. A center of influence. Now, I have a lot of people go, well, Jess, you just network with other coaches, so it's easier for you. No. So if I had a beauty-based business, I would be networking with influencers who might use my product and talk about it. Like, you don't have to just think about the customer. Think about, how am I going to reach more people with less effort? And that, like, if you spent a half-hour energy on 2 key influencers, and within 2 weeks, next thing you know, you're friends because you guys all vibed and all the things are going on, and you send them your product and they love it, and then they post about it and tag you, like, not only does that probably get you exposure to the audience, but then you have social proof. Like, there's so much that comes from that, which is why you spend that energy. And the reason Geniechat is key for that is because once you reach out, you need to reach out 5, 6, 7, 8 times for like a few weeks. So you need to track that. You need to remind yourself to not forget. And that's why with Geniechat, it has the reminder system. You can set reminders for yourself, and you have your key people, and you just keep dripping, keep nurturing, keep watering the plants.
I love that so much.
And we don't, you know what's so funny is that's my number one follow-up tip when it's like the framework, is because I think it's because I have done direct sales, but I'm a 4-time founder, and I've built other businesses, right? That aren't in direct sales, they're in e-com. And the number one way for go-to-market strategy is a center of influence strategy. That's how you launch. That's how you build.
Huge. Because so many people, like, I mean, we talk about it all the time, sliding into somebody's DMs. But it's true. Like, I'm gonna reach out to Jessica Kane on Geniechat, and I'm gonna comment on her stories and see how awesome she is. And then we're gonna get chatting, and we're gonna develop a relationship, and then we're gonna bring our awareness or our communities together, creating brand awareness. I love that. I consider that outbound marketing, where it's like, or outbound something. Basically, like, you're doing podcasts, you're pushing stuff into the world, communicating with people, versus just, here's my product, here's my service. You're actually trying to engage in articles and podcasts and things like that. And so if you're a consultant or an ambassador or a brand partner, and you're like, I don't have a podcast, or I don't need to write an article. Nobody said you got to do one of those things. You just got to get hooked up with somebody else, a peer, an influencer in your system, and start just getting that stuff out there. Build a relationship and do things like this, where you get together and you get to give people tips on how to be cool.
And you know what's so crazy is, Johanna, you're now going to be in my Project Broadcast trip. But before, you wouldn't have been, because we didn't know each other, and I had to put in the work.
She did, you guys. She put in the work. We're dating now. It's official.
I know. I think like we're engaged. We hit engaged level.
We are. Earring? Am I buying a ring? I do not have good taste in jewelry. Do not.
I don't wear. I have no jewelry. None. Like, I'm simple.
Becky has to provide the jewelry and the ticket to Vegas with no sushi.
Yes, for sure. We'll let her have sushi and carton her up and be like, no.
Yeah, you stay right here, Becky, until you're done with the sushi, and then you can come and go.
Oh my gosh. So those are my 3. So for your follow-up tips, those using Project Broadcast, so they do all this work, they do the farming, they got people are like actually engaging. Then what do they do?
Awesome. I love this. So we talk about customer experience versus customer support, right? You don't want to just say, hey, thanks for reaching out to me. I'm going to send you a bunch of information on your product. And then like 2 weeks later, hey, I'm so excited. Are you excited? And then, 2 months later, because it's the typical 222.
Don't get me started with the 222 nonsense. Oh my gosh. Like, that is so 1995. I'm sorry, but it is.
It is 1995. You've got to think about a completely different level now. You've got to reach out and be like, hey, it's Johanna, and just text me back when you get this. I want to make sure you've got everything you need. I have an action or behavior. Just come talk to me. And then maybe a couple days later, it's like, what have you not opened yet? If it's a product or if it's a service, what did you think of that? I love it when people send like a video clip that's a minute something long, and they're like, what did you think of 45 seconds in? What did that make you feel like? If it's a service and they're trying to like get that feeling to come from them.
Yes.
And then it's like, hey, I love to send out weekly tips on X, Y, and Z, on getting to that goal or to bettering your being mindful. Get them in a value-driven weekly engagement and make sure those tips aren't just you smacking them in the face with like value. Make it part of your brand. I get that everybody's like, I am my business, but if you're in network marketing, direct selling, you are not just that. You are not just Saint, you're not just Arbonne, you are not just Sensi. You are Johanna or Jessica.
Yes.
I like to work out. I like to listen to crazy music. I have kids. I'm going to push my brand and find who identifies with me. Because once they identify with me, Johanna hates running. I hate running. I wonder if I would like this. You know, like you got to start thinking about that. So make it a customer experience. I hate sushi. I don't hate sushi. I'm just not a sushi lover. So like, and I do hate running though, by the way.
No, I do too. Like literally, how much more can we have in common?
I don't know. So that's my first tip is customer experience versus customer just follow up. And I know it's really easy to be to I'm just saying elevate it like Gordon Ramsay would do and sprinkle in a little bit of your vibe and like who you are and just make it simple. My second tip would be like I talked about with the tips, providing education or value consistent with the service or product. So saying, you know, they say a customer is 103% more likely to purchase again when you provide education or value. Don't just smack them and be like, join my Facebook group. I don't mind you joining the Facebook group. I love when you join the Facebook group, but you guys, the Facebook group is so generalized and community-based that you can get awesome motivation and momentum, but where's that like 20% of lurkers that are just like, I don't want to post and I don't want to comment in here because I don't like how Beverly responds to me or some weird stuff, right? Like old name. Call her Beth. And so being able to reach out in Facebook and be like, hey, if you just want to text me here, and you give them a link, the T2LL link like a badass, if you know keywords. Genius. And just send them, be like, here, and I'll send you my tips weekly. And you can start the relationship again. You can have something to identify back with. You can say, you know, that didn't work. Or I've dealt with that pain point before, and this is how I dealt with it. Or, you know, are you team pumpkin spice latte or team peppermint mocha? Like, I don't care if your tip revolves around like humor. That's great. Because then I'll be like, I don't drink Starbucks. And you're going to be like, what? Get off my bus. If you don't drink Starbucks, I'm not mad at you. You probably drink Caribou coffee or what else?
I don't drink any of them, honestly. Like none of them.
You don't need it. You're just caffeinated with life right now.
With life.
So we had a good question. Somebody asked you what's the difference between ChatGPT and Geniechat.
That's such a good question because it's funny. Like it's hard with Geniechat. It's 3 apps in one, so it has AI, and the difference is that ChatGPT is a generalized model. So when you put a prompt into ChatGPT, it has no choice but to give it to you a bit more generally of what it thinks you want. Because unless you know all the prompts and give it like this big old instruction list, then you can get exactly what you want out of it for your personality and your person and and your goals and all the things. The difference is with Geniechat AI, I've already done that on the back end and it's calibrated already. So you don't need to worry about some big complicated prompt. You just literally ask it a question like, why is CBD so great? Or what matters? Why is network marketing a great side hustle? Whatever it is. And the replies you get will sound like you, sound like us. And it won't sound like some big email with like 400 emojis and like what is it with ChatGPT putting emojis before and after?
I don't know. Somebody was like, let's make this really cool from 2003 and have a bunch of emojis. Like, I'm a millennial.
No.
But not.
Oh my God. Because it's not concise. It doesn't create curiosity and it literally repels people. So that's the difference. Repel. If you send me that big old ChatGPT blurb in my text message, ew, no, not working. No thanks.
Well, I won't even take the time to read it because with text, text is not an email. Text is not Facebook. not Instagram. Even Instagram's pretty good about short things, but they're more about the image or the graphic. I mean, I hope you guys, if you're having like analysis paralysis and you're like, I do not know what to create for my weekly tips, where would you go? Geniechat, because she got it calibrated for you. So you're like, I can't even think of 2 tips, let alone 3 months worth of them. Chat, get ahead of the game and create those tips, because we're moving into the Black Friday timeline. You got to build those relationships up. You have to develop that warm market now.
Do that work now. Yeah.
Because by the time you hit November 24th, you're going to be like, I'm going to do all this work. And people are going to be like, hard stop. We know what you're doing. It's a week out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right? I know what you're doing. You're trying to jump into this dating world, and we know you're not ready. You just want, what is it, puppy season, where everybody's like, I'm just ready to get married. It's that time of year. No. No. This is the time of year where you want to be like, hey, let me hook you up with the mother-in-law approved holiday recipes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Under $15. Like, that is like, if you're not marketing yourself, that's more like, let me send you the mindful tips I do every morning to make sure I'm not catastrophizing about how my kids are going to handle Christmas this year. Like, there's so many things you do on social media at the top of the funnel, and you can use Geniechat to kind of help you create those things, and then just dial it in with your personality. It's so good.
For sure. Like, one of my favorite tips is like, when you know, like, I think most of us, like, I even have analysis paralysis because I'm a perfectionist at like stories, and I want to create this complicated funnel and blah, 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 and you know, all the stuff I know how to do, but I have no energy to do, right? So instead, I actually, what's so cool is you can just take any picture, selfie, any picture. And the new thing now is to put lots of words on a story, because people read through it. And the read time helps your algorithm, because it takes longer to read it and they have to hold it to read the stuff. Yeah, it works.
Write that down and let's see it happen tomorrow.
So you go to Magic Message Generator, have it create inspirational quotes, save them to your snippet keyboard. So in the moment when you're in the pool, you take a quick photo, open your keyboard, post a quote, post, done. You just gave them a great inspirational quote, and you have a picture that's personal, hit send, done. Then you have value that you've given for like 0 energy. Like, when you just don't have it.
Everybody's there, though. Like you said, living life. People are just living life. And it's like, I don't have time in between, you know, full-time job, part-time job, family, any sports. Your kids are in sports. Dogs. Rain. That's raining outside right now. Like, I don't always have the time to be inspired, but I need to be consistent. And so I love the idea of being able to use this and just rock with it. I think that's so good.
Yeah, for sure.
So good.
I love it. So I was just thinking, like, when you said that, it's like, really with Geniechat, I mean, your goal is to do all this work on social to get them into a funnel. Yes. Like, you're trying to get them into Project Broadcast, to build a relationship, one-on-one text messaging. Yes, and sometimes, like, that's why you have to be smart. Like, you have social media and you want to be able to help your algorithm so you reach more people. It's like a love-hate relationship we all have. We have to do it. And the best way to increase your algorithm reach is to have DMs. When you're DMing somebody and they DM you back and you DM them, and you're just having a conversation about dogs or hairspray, it doesn't even have to be business. But the next time you post something salesy, like promotional, then Facebook will show it probably to them in their newsfeed, because Facebook understands you all have been talking.
Yeah.
So you're selling them. You're selling them without selling them. You're just having a combo.
I love that. I think that's so smart. And think about it. If you guys get that algorithm boosted enough, they saw your stories, at that point, you could be like, hey, let's take this over. Can you text me here? And immediately pop them into Project Broadcast, because at that point you're like, I feel good in this relationship where I can take it to the next level. we're not dating, we're engaged at this point, and I feel like we can do more. I can bring you home to mom and dad.
We're exclusive. You know, we're exclusive.
We're exclusive. I feel like that's the best thing, though, because Think about if you were in somebody's DMs and you're just chatting with them, and then they're like, hey, could you mind just texting me? I feel like I'm not seeing all of your messages, and I just want to be able to talk one-on-one with you. And it doesn't have to be like, but it's like, it's not creepy. It's done well. It's like, I just here, text me here so I can get your messages right away. It's just
I love that. Like, you know, it's so funny. I have my slide and I want to add this to the stage because this is a good finale bomb drop. Okay.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? It's like, oh, she closes her eyes.
I have to be like,
this is the value. So 50% of sales happen after the 5th touch. The 5th. So here's the thing. Like, you know how hard it is to do that all manually? That's why what I love about Project Broadcast is that you can have those touches and have the relationship just value, right? And then, you know, 50% of leads aren't even qualified or ready to buy. Like, they're not even there. So the goal is you're fishing for those people, right? Unfortunately, you're fishing for the right seeds to plant that you know are worth your energy. And then this last one is like the best because most people, I mean, 80% of people give up after the 3rd contact.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I can't tell you. Now think about this. You have the super influencer and they're like, oh my God. Or maybe the president of the PTA who knows all these women and does some book club or whatever. Like I have reached, and I have people in my funnel right now in my Geniechat that I've reached out to and followed up with probably 6-7 times, haven't gotten a reply back. I can't tell you how many times on that 8th reply, they go, oh my God, thank you for staying on top of me because I'm just so busy. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like so many times. So I'm telling you that it's not like, obviously you want to offer value. Obviously you don't want to be sales. You're not selling every follow-up. Remember, it's relational, not transactional. So maybe you found some article that reminded you of them. You go, oh my gosh, I just saw this and it reminded me of you. Like, I thought you would love it. Send. That's a follow-up.
I love it. Or commenting on their stories. If they post something about like the weather or they're anti-Halloween until October 15th. You know, don't give them hell, but be like, oh, that's funny. Everything in my neighborhood is pumpkins already, you know, which it is.
For sure.
I like that. I like that those touches are happening, but they're happening in an organic and thoughtful.
It's organic, right? It's relational.
Yeah. I'm not asking you to be like promo, because I doubt they will respond to the one. They'll probably just be like archive or delete. But if you're really fed and you're checking in and you're providing value and you're being thoughtful.
And they are your vibe. So then the way you speak, the way you are isn't turning them off. They're not annoyed because they're like, oh my God, I'm extra too. or maybe like all these emojis. You're like, oh, this is my person. You're like, maybe like your tip of the week is some meme that's like, you've got this, just hang on. And you're laughing. And like that kind of stuff, it's like, oh, you're my people.
You are my people. You guys can always hit me up with TikToks or memes. I am a millennial. Like, I'm a GIF lover. I love it. And I will be there all day. I have finally moved on from emoji though. Like, I still respond with emoji.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I removed the wrong one. I removed the wrong one. Sorry, wrong button. My favorite is Bitmoji. Like, that's my jam. I will Bitmoji. Is that your jam?
I have not tried Bitmoji, but I feel like because we identify on so many levels that I should try it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The humor. So good. It's so good. Like, it's so sassy. Maybe mine's sassy because I'm sassy. I'm not sure, but I'm a bit sarcastic and sassy and like, you know, like it's like mic drop. Like, it'll have like me and a mic drop and she's like this. Okay. It's like so good.
You already told me on it. I need one that's like coming through the computer at people and being like,
but she has, and then there's one with like the blinds are like this, and it's like, are you still there?
You guys know what's going to happen in the Facebook group now. Those are the emojis. In response to people's comments, you guys are just going to see
emojis
of me going like this at things. I cannot say thank you enough. I can't. Like this, you and I, obviously we vibe. Obviously, we already have our perfect analogy of how people are supposed to treat prospects and customers and team members. The marriage analogy, the dating analogy. But I'm mostly excited about this isn't our only event. You and I are going to have a couple more. We're going to drive everybody crazy. And if you guys in the comments think of something you want done, like a training between the two of us or anything you can think of, I mean, we're here for it. And think what you got coming up Black Friday and how you're supposed to treat people after Black Friday. Don't stop there. Don't stop at the crossing the finish line. Think about what happens after the finish line and after the 15 minutes of fame. What happens in the 16 minutes? I want people to think about.
Yeah, you got to think long term. I think that's like one of the biggest things. Everyone, it's like there's this short term. Just because you have a short term need to hit a number doesn't mean they have a short term need to get your solution. So it's like, you got to think long term. Like I think in years, like I think like, maybe next year they'll need what I have. And, I just want to get to know them now, but they don't need me now, So definitely think long term, because then you'll take better care of that relationship and it'll feed you longer since you're a farmer.
No fishes, only farming.
Yeah, like for our next ones, we have some giveaways we're going to do, like scripts and bundles and freebies. So whatever it is you're needing, are you needing some kind of follow-up script for Project Broadcast? Are you needing like all these icebreakers and Geniechat? So when you're out there just trying to network your little heart out, you have the icebreakers right in your fingers, like, or maybe you need to know, centers of influence strategy, maybe whatever it is. Like we're here to help you. And we have 2 trainings coming up. So we take 1 week off. We have 2 in a row. And it's going to be good.
It is going to be good. I'm so excited. All right, everyone, I'm jumping. I got to put a bed together for my kid.
Yes. And I am headed out as well, but I am so excited. We're going to put our links in the thing because we have links for Geniechat and Project Broadcast, and we're each an affiliate for each other because that's how we show the love. So you'll be able to get free trial and all the things, right? I think, they have a free trial on Project Broadcast, right?
50% off their first month. So it's like coffee. Yeah.
Nice. And then with Geniechat, you get a 7-day free trial, full feature, use all the things. You can use the AI till your heart's content, cancel after 7 days, and you have all this content.
I'm giving you ideas, but like calling them out. You're like, just do everything, and then you have all the content. You guys,
do it.
She's so good to you. She's so good to you.
I love it. I'm like, whatever. And we both have amazing affiliate programs too. So I'm just excited that like, I can't think of the last time I've saw like 2 apps come together like this. I can't actually think of one really instance. No. So we are really about like collaboration over competition. Yes. And I'm a firm believer, like you definitely need your social scheduler, you need your one-to-one management system, and you need your SMS like scheduling. You need all 3. And so we got 2 out of 3 here. So that's good.
Yeah, we're handling your friction points for you, your pain points. So
for sure. Perfect. And so if you want if you want the free trial links, let us know. But I know that we'll get in trouble if we post the link too many times because Facebook doesn't like that. But I have my number for Project Broadcast, but I don't remember my number. It's in my Geniechat. I can copy and paste it from my snippets. Literally.
That's so smart.
I know, it's like,
let's go.
I go to snippet search because it's like, I don't remember, but I remember it was free for the win was what you had to text me. Oh, it is copy. So I just copied my snippet of Geniechat, pasted it in the comments, and now you can text me. See, this is why you need Geniechat. See?
Yeah.
So you can give out your Project Broadcast number.
I know. I have so many things in so many places, notes, Google Docs. You just need the snippet because then I can just search for it in the snippet thing. And it would be so much easier than like, is this in Asana? Is this in Notes? Where is
Slack? Oh my gosh. And I have I'm an Asana girl, so that's the thing. Like I and Google Keep and Google Docs and Asana and then you have people with stuff in groups and guides and you're like, which guide was it in or which DM was this said? And It's like all over the place. So that's what the next two trainings are going to be for. One of them, we're going to show you Geniechat and really go if you're curious. And the other one, we're also going to go into Project Broadcast. So you see that too and show you how you can use both of them. So anyway, I'm excited. Thank you. You rock. I want your puppy because it's a Bernie. And I love Bernies. And Alicia's got a Bernie.
I do. She was barking earlier, so I kicked her out. I was like, no. I was lucky. We were lucky it wasn't the big one. We were lucky it wasn't Magnus, the St. Bernard, who sounds like the whole world, like an elephant. Sounds like an elephant. Okay. So I'm going to leave you on that note, and then I'll have pictures.
All right, y'all. Well, until next time, we will see you in 2 weeks. And thanks for attending our crazy Winging It Live.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.